So, as I look at this week's schedule, I honestly don't see a lot that's going to go into the video, so it should be relatively short. But, again, I never was a big fan of The Office, but I don't dislike any of the actors that were in it. It really is my sense of humor, but just really the sum of the parts is much greater than the whole, I guess. I don't know. Regardless, before I start talking about what is going to happen, let me once again review the weekly announcement to show you that yes, I made one, and yes, I posted it. It should be pretty straightforward, so let's just take a look at the format, which is the same as always. So we've got the idea up here, the hello, what's going on. We've got what you did this past week, what you're doing this week. It's got a little bit of an idea about, hey, the video coming up. It's going to have Billy Mays in here. Ooh, there's a preview for you. And then underneath there, we have the video chapter listing. Even if you don't watch the entire video, you have different bits and pieces here that you can go right to. That would be very helpful. What's there to review, what's there to read, and what assignments are due. One thing I do want to mention on the review that's not on the schedule, which we'll look at in a second, is the Unit 1 Exploratory Research Essay Directions and Sample Document. This will be the single greatest document that you can find to help you with the paper that's due next week, or this week, actually. So if you click on this and open it up, which we will look at later, it's going to help you, okay? Here's the material that you're going to look through, including some links we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. And then the single assignment. So what's that all look like? Well, if we go back to the main page here and go over here to the View the Course Schedule, we click on the 102 Masterclass Schedule, and we get to this page. Scrolling down to Week 3, you can see we're talking about APA References Guide. We're going to look at that in just a second. And then I'm going to give you feedback from the planner that you submitted this past week, this week, so you can take care and do the exploratory research essay assignment, which we will also talk about. So let's talk about the APA References Guide then, okay? It's a little bit of fun times. But honestly, I told you there wasn't much. It's pretty much all on you this time. You have to craft a paper from the planner you've already submitted and submit that paper. The only real review material is the APA formatting specifics, which I'm sure 99% of you will skip wholesale because you will elect to use what you need and ignore the rest. Why do I believe that? I know things about pigeons, Lily. Oh, and by the way, if you know that reference, please email me and let me know, because I'll give you some extra credit for at least getting one of the most favorite lines from a 90s movie that I ever had. Anyway, the reason I say that most of you will skip this is that because in every class, even my in-class sections, I can see the students fade away when we discuss APA. I get it. I just want to show you the best places to get the material, okay? So right here we have the APA References Guide. Clicking on there, we get to this. And honestly, it's a very pretty, but better than it used to be without being great page within Delaware Tech. I would encourage you to read through it and look at the material, but I'm going to show you 4 other pages that are actually much stronger than this one. First, let's travel all the way back to the main portal page. Click. Oh, look, there we are. Over here on the right-hand side, you're going to find the Student Success Toolbox. Underneath that, you're going to click on Library. This should seem very familiar to all of you who went to the databases. But we're going to go below the databases all the way down to the APA-style documentation PDF right here. By clicking on that, you will get to this page. As you can see here, it's a 2-page handout, basically. Ooh, let me close this. That's going to show you the basics of what's going on. Your title page sample, how to do in-text citations, a quick reference guide. Honestly, this is not a bad first step for this. The libraries designed it, and I think they did a decent job getting down what you need. However, there is another document that they used to have, which is much better than this. For some reason, they don't link it anymore. You can't find it on the normal library page. But luckily, your English teacher is a techno-weenie, and I found the old copy cached on a site in some sort of a hidden area on the Delaware Tech domain. So I present that one to you as something I feel is much more helpful. So we have this, and then we can go to this one. This is the APA citation style guide that they used for decades. They updated it and revised it every time something new has come up in the world of research and APA. It's my #1 go-to document. I'm actually quite ashamed that the English 102 page doesn't link this very clearly any longer. As you can see, you can scroll through and get citations and references for formatting for all of the most popular reference sources: websites, podcasts, YouTube clips, journal articles, etc. And they even make it easy for you to follow which parts go where. Take a look at the colors down here on the social media site. If you want to cite a Facebook page, maybe your uncle made a Facebook post that was really smart. You know, name, date, title, where you got it from, retrieved, and so forth. Okay? So all of that's here. But all joking aside, if you are colorblind or have visual impairments relating to color, this might not be the most helpful page for you. Print it in black and white, and you can still use the material, but you won't get the shading help. Okay? So all of this material here is very helpful. I think it's, 13 pages long? I quite literally have been using this at Delaware Tech for 20 years. So it's still the 7th edition of APA. It's going to work out quite nicely. The third link I want to show you happens to be this one. It's the official APA page. It's called the apastyle.org, and it's written by the American Psychological Association. If you cannot find the rule on this page, it doesn't exist. That's the benefit. Any question you have should be answered here. So if we go to Style and Grammar Guidelines, click on in-text citations, that will take us to a page that's going to help us find the in-text citation principles, paraphrases, and quotations. Oh, how do we do that? We click on quotations. And then we can go down here. If it's shorter, we can do it this way. If it's longer, we have to do it this way. All of this material is here for you to see under Style and Grammar Guidelines. The drawback on this page, though, it reads like computer instructions. It's very dry and straightforward with no real attempt to bridge the gap between lecture and audience. So, if you know what you're looking for and are patient, this is your place. If not, well... Wait, there's more! You're not old enough to remember infomercials, are you? Man, this guy ruled the airwaves. Stupid OxyClean Billy Myers. Anyway, this is the Purdue O.W.L APA site. If you go to Google and just type in Purdue O.W.L, you will find a link to the online writing lab. O.W.L, O.W.L, online writing lab. Get it? Hoo. Shut up. Yes, do this, and honestly, you can see that Purdue University does something besides play in the NCAA March Madness tournament. These Boilermakers are multi-talented. Anyway, I think Purdue's O.W.L is the cream of the crop when it comes to writing centers. I'm impressed beyond belief every time I go there. Think of apastyle.org that was made for college students, and you will get the Purdue O.W.L. So if you go through it, you can click on any of these links here, so APA Formatting and Style Guide, and you're going to see there's a couple here for in-text citations. There's a bunch here for references. You can take a look at how to do just overall citations and so forth, abbreviations, titles, and figures. So let's just click on author or authors. Okay, great. So this is all going to be in APA 7, and here's one for a single author. Here's one for 2 authors. 3 to 20 authors. More than 20 authors, okay? All of these things will help you if you're not quite sure how to put them together. It is a wonderful website. If you go through here, you will find whatever you want. And yes, indeed, they do have Citation Machine that you can actually have it create a citation for you. I warn you, however, if you try to do that, there's a good possibility you will get the wrong citation, because they usually always screw up the capitalization and or the italics, okay? So make sure that you know what you're doing. All right. So, going all the way back to this page. There we go. You can see that the only thing you have to do is submit this paper this week. This is the actual 3 to 4 page exploratory essay based on the planner that you submitted last week. So clicking here gets us to here. I have made a few changes on this. I have even linked the exploratory essay directions and sample, which we're going to go over very, 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 very shortly. But I made sure that everything you need is right here. If you follow this, if you follow my sample, you cannot be accused of missing something, okay? So we've got the introduction, which is 1 paragraph, the body, which is 6 paragraphs, the conclusion, which is 1. So 1 plus 6 plus 1, come on everybody, 8, that's right. So if at minimum you have a half a page for every paragraph, you've already met the maximum 4 pages. So how fantastic is that? As you can see down here, it's going to be written in the 3rd person or the 1st person, depending. Do not use 1st person plural, we, our, or us. Do not use 2nd person at all. No you, yours, or whatever. So we have that. But this is all just detail. Let me show you what this directions and sample essay looks like. Awesome. So the first 2+ pages are basically just a list of details of what you have to do in this document, okay? I have the explanation of what the requirements are. I have the structure, including what should go in the introduction, what should go in the development portions, and then what should go in the conclusion. Everything is here. We've talked about that before, but let me show you what it looks like. Because, as you can see here, a sample of a completed exploratory research essay appears on the next few pages. Really? Yes, really. So, here we have it. The first page of your paper should look just like this. It is an APA formatted title page, okay? We have our page number in the upper right-hand corner. Nothing else. No running head, no your name, no my name, no your blood type, no your telephone number, nothing. Just the page number. And then we have our title for the paper. Make a good title. We skip a line, see the nice big gap here? And then we put your name here. I used to make up funny student names, but I always found out that the students would copy them onto their own papers, and it got really confusing. So now I just put student's name. That's your name. So if your name is John Jones, you would put John Jones there, okay? Then you're going to put the department and the receiving institution. Just so happens we are the Department of English, Delaware Technical Community College. You can copy that line. Paste it on yours. We have English 102, Composition 2. That's the class. If you feel like you need to add the section number, great. English 102-509. Composition 2. That's fine too. Then you put the instructor's name. What's the instructor's name? It's me, William J. Christopher III. Okay, you put that there. Mr. Christopher, I will accept as well. If you put Mr. William or Mr. Williams or Mr. Bill and nothing else, you're going to lose points for proofreading. Make sure you put my real name there. And then the due date. The due date for your document happens to be Sunday, September 14th, 2025. So September 14, 2025 would be your due date. That's easy. Then what you're going to do is you're going to highlight, copy, and paste your title on the first line of page 2. And then we start to write. Notice that we have the page number again. The introduction is going to have your hook. It's going to introduce the ideas in here. Everything is going to be wonderful before finishing up with the idea of what the purpose of this document is. You can actually copy this sentence and just modify it based upon your own ideas. That is perfectly fine. Okay? So that's what it would look like. Then, as you can see, every other paragraph is going to have a section header. Research questions and process, or research methodology as I've called it. You're going to see here that the 3 research questions that you've asked, these are the questions that you've asked in order to direct which way you're going with your paper. So here, if I'm talking about cyber terrorism and cybersecurity, I'm going to ask, 1, is there currently anything being done on the international scale in relation to combating cybercrime, or is it primarily a national issue? 2, and as you can see, I have these things set up very easily to see, so I can just glance through the page and say, oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, we're in good shape. 2, why are most of the cybercrimes where are most of the cybercrimes originating from? And 3, is there any truth to the theory that some of the cyber terrorists are state-sponsored and a new wave of military action by foreign governments? I have those 3. And I'm saying, hey, I was able to start finding this stuff on EBSCOhost and on SIRS and on Google Scholar. I was searching using these data points. Cybercrime. I used international cybercrime. I used state-sponsored cybercrime. I used international cybersecurity treaty and international cybersecurity policies, or cybercrime policies, excuse me. So by doing all that, I've answered everything I need in the research methodology or research question and process section. Then we start on the summary. We have the first source here. Summary of the first source, evaluation of the first source. Remember, a good summary will always have in the first sentence 4 things. 1, the title. 2, the author. 3, the year it was published. And 4, the original thesis statement. So if you want to write this down, feel free to rewind this a few seconds. If you use a sentence that says, in the article, title, year, by author, the author illustrates thesis, you're going to end up with a really solid opening sentence for a summary, okay? And please note, if you're going to actually use any direct quotes from the original, you are going to end up using an APA formatted in-text citation. These happen to be parenthetical citations, author's last name, year of publication, and location of the information. I'm also using narrative attributive tags. I don't know why I blanked out on that one. Here, according to Baksh, okay, we have by Merriam-Baksh up here. We're talking about in-text citations down here. So I'm keep reminding my reader that, hey, what you're reading is not my idea, it's somebody else's. Once you're done summarizing, you go right into the evaluation. And this is where you answer the crap questions that we talked about last week. We're going to have, look at this, currency, relevance, accuracy, authority, purpose. All of that's there, and as you can see, it's about a half a page. So that's the 3rd paragraph so far, I think. No, 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. I should be at the bottom of page 2 minimally, and I'm actually at the bottom of page 3, because the title page is page 1. But I'm actually most of the way through page 4 at this point, so I'm actually a little bit ahead. Great. Then we switch into the summary of the second source. Again, we're using all sorts of in-text citations. We're using narrative citations. It's throughout here, okay? And then we go through the evaluation of the second source. We have our currency, relevance, accuracy, authority, and purpose again. And there it is. There's 2 more paragraphs. So now we should be at the, 6th paragraph, which would be the bottom of the 3rd full page. So page 2, page 3, page 4. Nope, I'm adding an extra page at this point. It's that easy to write these, okay? Then we have a very short paragraph on research reflections. What sort of things did you find? What sort of ideas did you come up with? What sort of things did you expect to see that you didn't, or what sort of things surprised you? All of this material will go in there. Just take a look at the documents that you have been given. And then finally, the conclusion. As you can see here, it was fairly straightforward, and it's going to end at the bottom of page 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5 pages. Practically 5 full pages, and all we needed was 3 to 4. If you aim for a half a page per paragraph, you won't go wrong, okay? And then, any references that you used, which should be a minimum of 2, you will list right here in alphabetical order, not in the order that you used them. Please make sure that you look at the Purdue O.W.L or the APA documentation from either APA or the Delaware Tech Library System to come up with the correct reference formatting. Okay? Then as you can see, that's it. Okay? My document ends on page 7. No problem, right? Pretty easy. So if that didn't make too much sense to you, I made sure that all the material right here on the Exploratory Research Essay Assignment page has been filled in with what I am looking for. Okay? So illustrate your methodology, summarize and evaluate, 1, 1, 2, 2. Explain what's going on, write your conclusion, and there it is. That's the major assignment. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I just hope you're doing so before Friday night. Because after that, you probably won't get a hold of me, okay? Make sure you get it done this week. That's it, my friends. The whole thing was barely 2.5 pages in the script for the week. I count that as a win. Please look at the paper's directions early and let me know if you have any questions. If not, then good luck. With that luck, wish me a solid weekend, okay? I usually script this thing on Friday morning, film and edit it on Friday afternoon, and then set it to automatically post on Monday morning. I plan ahead. So should you. Have a great weekend.